With teams starting to get back into their rhythms down the home stretch of the season here, I figured it was time to take a look towards the playoffs and make a few predictions. So we're looking at the West's playoff locks, their play-in locks, and of course a few dark horse candidates that might make some late season runs. But before we get too far, I have a huge favor to ask. Only about 1% of you are subscribed, and it'd mean a ton to me if you could hit that subscribe button. It helps me know that people are enjoying my content, and also it helps you stay in the loop when I drop a new video, which is not super consistent, so that is kind of a pretty big benefit. Plus, I'm almost at 100 subs, and that's crazy for only a few months in, so like I said, it would just mean the world to me. Okay, so now we've got the half court here with 15 teams in the West. I'm going to move each team to their area, with the paint being the playoff locks, the midi area, if you will, being the play-in locks, and the three-point line being some dark horse candidates. So we're of course going to start with the Portland Trail Blazers. And yeah, they're going to stay on the sideline. The Trail Blazers are going nowhere. Let's not fool ourselves. They are not a dark horse candidate for the play-in. But the Wolves for sure are going to be a team that's a playoff lock, being in the first seed. Whether or not they stay the first seed is kind of irrelevant if they're in the top four. They're in the playoffs, and I don't see them falling off at any point this season. Now, as we move up to the Jazz. Yeah, the Jazz are staying on the sideline too. Sorry, Jazz fans. Yeah, y'all are probably the closest to making a play-in run, but just from the moves you've made, I don't foresee them doing that. Now, of course, we have the Denver Nuggets playoff lock. I'm going to put them here, actually. Regardless, they're probably going to be in the top four. So, you know, they're going to be right here in this little situation. Then the Sacramento Kings. Kings fans, I'm sorry. This is not going to be something you want to see. But you're going in the midi area. You're a play-in team at the moment. Now, the Golden State Warriors, where do they go? They're probably one of the hardest teams to make a prediction on this year, because they've been so up and down. And if we're just looking at the history of Golden State, at least kind of in the Steph Curry, too many Currys, Draymond era, this is definitely going to be a down year for them, right? The Clippers currently sit in the 4th seed, and that's exactly where I'm going to keep them. They did just lose to the Lakers, but the Lakers just like to perform whenever the Lakers choose to, so they're going to be a top 4 seed. With the talent they have, as long as no major injuries happen, they're definitely going to stay in this race. And we'll talk about those injuries a little bit more in a minute, but is this a good logo? Like, I'm so torn on this logo, because I like that it actually references what they're called, but at the same time, I think it's kind of dumb. Memphis Grizzlies. Nah. Sorry, Grizzlies. My Oklahoma City Thunder, of course, are playoff locks. Oh, God, I love to say that. These are your playoff locks. The Lakers are an odd one, because they're a play-in team at the moment. But with Wiggins falling out, I mean, they're above the Warriors anyway. But with Wiggins falling out, the Warriors, I don't think have much of a chance this year. Beating the Clippers is definitely a good sign, and maybe this is kind of their resurgence down the stretch here. So they're definitely going to go here. And I'll arrange these by number here in a minute. Now we have the Phoenix Suns. And Suns fans, I'm kind of sorry. Like, y'all the 5th seed right now. Y'all have some good games, but I just don't see it. Y'all are going to be the 8th seed, and I'm going to put you on the 3-point line. Not necessarily because you're a dark horse, because you're in the 5th seed, but I just don't trust that you're going to have all 3 guys out there, all your big guys, your big 3, and without any individual one of them, you're still a good team, but you're questionable a playoff team, in my opinion. Which brings us to the Mavericks. The Mavs, for sure, play-in team. Right now, they are the 7th seed. They could make a jump into kind of the potential playoff territory here. And we have the Spurs. Goodbye, Spurs. Yeah, there's no conversation there. Those are the these teams, the only one I could really make a conversation or an argument for is the Warriors. But without Wiggins, who had like kind of started to be Wiggins again, I just don't see it. But I don't know. Then maybe having like a consistent but slightly less good Moses Moody. Like his peaks are not as high, but his lows are not as low either. So maybe that actually helps them. Anyway, then we have the Houston Rockets, who I'm going to put, hold on. The Suns, I do feel a little bit about. You're not dark horse, but you're playing, I think, at best. The Rockets for sure going to stick here on the 3-point line. Out of any team that's not in the play-in race right now, I think they're the one that could make a push. Now, whether or not they will, it's hard to say, but I think that's kind of where they sit. And then we have the Pelicans being a play-in team. I know right now they're the 6th seed. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I just realized I put these in the wrong spots. The Mavs being the 6th seed in my prediction here. Like I said, moving these around. They're going to be right there along with the Pelicans in the playoffs, but could fall into the play-in. Is kind of where I'm sitting. And the Timberwolves are going to start right under the basket because I do not foresee them falling out of the number 1 seed. They've been there pretty much all year. I think that's where it's staying. The Thunder are going to be right under them. Number 2, that's once again where they've been mostly the entire season. And well, the Nuggets are 2 games back, so a game and a half back of the Thunder. They're already locked for the play-ins. Or playoffs. I don't see them making a big push for seeding at this point. Especially the differences between like the 2 and the 3. They're going to be the 3rd. Clippers are going to be the 4th seed. So these are your playoff lock guys. Now everything starts getting complicated. Well, I think that's going to be the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been playing good ball. They've been healthy, which has been like their biggest concern. They're one of the deepest teams in basketball right now. So even if someone is hurt, they still have a chance at winning most games, right? At least keeping it close. The Mavericks, kind of the same deal, right? PJ Washington, if he goes off, that's great. But between Luka and Kyrie, it's just really hard to stop those guys. And if they're both going to be healthy the rest of the season in the playoffs, this would be a dangerous team to match up, especially with any of these guys. So, the Lakers, the Kings, the Suns, and the Rockets. I think it's fair to say the Rockets are at the bottom of that tier, right? If they make the play-in, it's at the very bottom, right? Now, who is going to fall to the 9th spot? Currently, honestly, it's the Kings. The Kings don't really have anything going against them, to be honest, but they're one of those teams I have such a difficult time making predictions for. Sorry, Kings fans, to put you there. And then that's going to put the Lakers in 8, the Suns in 7. Now, between the Kings and the Rockets here, as much as I'd love to see the Rockets move forward, I don't really see it, unfortunately. So sorry, Rockets fans. Kings are the winner of that. And that is the 9-10. So they're going to be going up against the Wolves. The Lakers Suns. This is going to be a hard one because it could go either way, right? If the big three is healthy, this is significantly more difficult for the Lakers. But if LeBron just gets in a mood, it's very comparable. They were in a similar situation last year, made the Western Conference Finals. As much hate as not hate, as much as I've not respected the Suns, I guess, in this video, the Suns are going to be the ones that move forward. Sorry, Lakers. That's the 7-8. Yeah, so they're the Thunder. I had the Pels in 5th and the Mavs at 6. So yeah, this is kind of the playoff bracket, if you will, for me. The Timberwolves, I don't think are going to have any issues with the Kings. But this is the team of early exits, right? This is the matchup of early exits. So yeah, sorry Kings, I just don't see it. Timberwolves, moving on. The Suns and the Thunder, that's a hard one. Once again, all three of these guys healthy, this is really difficult for the Thunder. 2 more games against the Suns. They beat them the first time, but the Suns were also missing Bradley Beal. Unfortunately, the Suns are probably still missing Bradley Beal at that point. So, sorry, Suns fans, y'all out in the first round. I know, crazy. I'm going young teams all the way, but sorry. So, these guys, winner of the first 2 rounds. Now, Nuggets, Mavs. I'm pretty comfortable in saying the Nuggets take this. Oh, sorry, Mavs. The Pelicans, Clippers is interesting, though. Because, like, realistically, if we're looking at what these 2 teams bring. The Clippers, it's their big guys, right? It's your Paul Georges, your Kawhi Leonards, your James Hardens, your Russ coming off the bench, Terrence Mann's in there. Like, you just don't have a lot of depth past that. Like, yeah, Norman Powell is good a fair amount of the time. You have Zubats, you have Daniel Theis, or Theis, depending on how you want to say it. But the Pelicans, just like, their entire, like, their depth is at least comparable NBA players. And, like, Kawhi Zion, interesting, right? CJ McCollum can absolutely go off. Oh my gosh, Brandon Ingram, there we go. It's like, I know I just had his name. Can go off. But I think, there probably realistically is going to be an upset in here. I'm pretty sure the Pels don't make it. This could be the one that's the first round exit that surprises everyone. But they're a coin flip, I feel like. If they're all healthy and playing well, it's going to be hard to beat them. But, I think that's just kind of how that is going. Now, on to the semifinals. We, of course, have the Timberwolves, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Clippers. I'm pretty sure the Clippers are going to lose to the Nuggets. Like, as much as I kind of do want, like, I understand the Thunder probably not making the finals. Like, I'm one of those guys from the Thunder side of things. It's like, if they can make a good first round series or, get to the second round and push it to 5 or 6, I'm happy. So, yeah, I don't know. But the Clippers, I think, have a shot. But I also just, the consistency issues, right? Like, you have Kawhi Leonard, been to the finals, been to a champion a couple of times. Paul George, been to the finals. James Harden had playoff runs. Russ had playoff runs, went to the finals. Harden went to the finals too, I guess. So, yeah, this is like, there's so much talent on this team, but I just don't know that it pushes them past the Nuggets. Like, the Nuggets are still, I think, my assumed favorite. Because realistically, the Timberwolves versus the playoff Nuggets, I don't think it happens. The Thunder versus the playoff Nuggets, I don't think it happens. The Clippers are, I think, the ones that have the best shot, and I don't even know that they do it. So, sorry, Clippers fans. I'm right there with y'all. I kind of want them to get there, but the Nuggets are going to be a tough nut to crack. Now, I will say, waste a little bit of time on this, sorry. I think the Clippers could, in the right circumstance, do this, because there are pieces that this team lost that they've made up for. But I don't think the pieces that they have used to fill the gaps of like a Bruce Brown and a Jeff Green necessarily work as well. Now, they could be better in the playoffs, but they're typically like young guys. And they've got a lot of run this year, but I just don't know if that's going to match up the same way. But I'm still, sorry, Clippers. Sorry. I'm talking myself in and out of it. And that leaves us the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Honestly, I can kind of see this going either direction. But with the regular season being 2-2, I think this is a 7-game series. And as much as I'd love the Thunder to make it out of here, I think the Wolves would do it, right? Now, there's a lot of questions. Like, don't get me wrong. I think there's a 49-51 chance, right, that the Thunder could make it out. They're the 49. It's so close, but realistically, if we look at it from there, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, I'm taking the Nuggets. So the Nuggets are the Western Conference finals champion again going into the NBA Finals. Let me know in the comments down below, am I crazy for knocking some of these teams off where I did? Am I crazy for putting the Nuggets there? I don't think anyone's going to think that, but if someone does, let me know. I really appreciate hearing from y'all. And, well, stay tuned, because I've got the East coming up next.